Hello everybody, Oddell here. Thank you, of course, so much for being here. I really super appreciate it. Today we're looking at something. Basically, I was on the Walmart app the other day just searching for Barbie stuff like I do, and something came up that I had not seen before, and I cannot tell for sure when this came out, but based on the reviews, it seems like it was the very end of last year, so 2023, that it came out, and I did not see it until yesterday. So I had some money off on Walmart. I figured I'd order it and then of course, share it with you guys, and I will put a link in the description to this if you are interested in it yourself. So as you can see, the set here comes with a doll, a bike, and a vehicle. Now, I do have another Barbie bike that I've had for a little while that it comes with a very similar doll. So I'm going to compare those two bikes as well, just to see how they've changed in time or improved or stayed the same. This one is very cool because it comes with like a little hitch for the back of the car so that your bike can actually hitch on to the back of the car, which is just such a cool touch. You know, this is a Barbie mountain bike, so it's cool because it's well thought through, right? Because if you're going to the mountains to ride your bike, you probably need to get there by car, and then you need your bike when you get to the mountains, so you need somewhere to put it. So I just feel like they've really thought this through, and it's really cool and a lot of fun, so I'm very excited to get into it. Now here's the side of the box. Look at these cool mountains they have in the background, and it's pretty cute box art in general. It looks pretty similar to the actual doll, and the clothing pieces are spot on, so if you care about that sort of thing, you know, we've got that covered, which is nice, of course. And you can see she's rocking a helmet, and she does come with the helmet, which is good because safety first always, but especially when you're going down mountains, you want to make sure your head is covered. Then when you turn on to the back, you can see we've got this little image here that's showing us that this bike really moves, the wheels turn, and then you've got the doll, who we'll talk about a little bit later because I did see a review on Walmart about her legs being wobbly, and that's intentional with this sort of doll, so we'll just point that out so that no one is disappointed in the slightly unusual articulation that dolls that come with bikes usually have, at least Barbie dolls that come with bikes. And then here, it's just showing you how the bike is able to hitch on to the back of the vehicle, which we are going to test out for ourselves, obviously. So we're going to do some of the unboxing on screen, some of the unboxing off screen. So, you know, if you don't want to see that, then you can feel free to skip ahead, and the doll and all of the things will be out of the box. Not that you need my permission to do that, but regardless, I figured that I would put it out there. So before we get to unboxing, I just wanted to give you a whole overview of the doll and the vehicles while they are still in the packaging. I personally think that the packaging is really cute, and, you know, I don't know if people who are inbox collectors buy this sort of thing and keep it for displaying in box, but if you do, you know, I think that this is probably worthy of it. It's really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the tape off here, open these two flaps, and then the inner portion of the packaging just slides right out pretty easily after I do this. And here we have our set after the outer packaging has been removed. I just like to show it like this because then the glare from my lighting isn't in your face with that plastic being gone. It's being held in there with some zip ties, so it's pretty easy. Just cut those and it comes right out. And we have some stickers here to put on our vehicle, and then we can go ahead and snip our bike out of here, which is probably what I'm most excited for because I really like Barbie bikes, and I always have. So I'm very excited to have another one. I also think that it might be a useful prop to have in stop motion, particularly if it's a really good bike. And I did do a stop motion recently. It's like a mockumentary. First, I want to say thank you to everyone who has watched it and given it a like or a comment. I really super appreciate it because it was a little bit nerve-wracking to post that just because, I don't know, there's something about like creating something that feels vulnerable, I guess. But if you haven't checked it out and you're interested in that, like, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give it a view. All right, that's enough plugging myself as I don't feel good about about plugging myself, but hey, I don't know, you got to do it sometimes. So I wanted to, give that a little bit of a fair shot there. But anyways, back to the regularly scheduled programming here. We're just putting these stickers on. Now, usually stickers are a nightmare, but I have to say, I mostly got these on first try. So that was impressive for me. And the stickers are kind of going in places that are like recessed in. So it makes it pretty easy to make sure that you line them up and get them in the right place. Any of the stickers that are like inside the car, that are like the GPS or like the speedometer, are already in there for you. So those are the really tricky ones. So I'm very glad that I didn't have to contend with that because, once you put a sticker on, if you try to peel it off, it usually rips, at least in my case it does. So you can see that the back here there's 2 extra seats, so you can fit 4 dolls in here. We're gonna test this out, obviously, with my mini-me. Of course, we've got seat belts. This is cool. I mean, I'd like to have a car with like backwards, with like rear-facing back seat. I think that's very cool. I don't know if that's a thing so much anymore, but I know back in the day it was. So here we have the little hitch that we are just going to slide on. It just snaps on really easily, and then we are able to put our bike on it. How cool is this? I'm very excited about this, and my kids really love this too. I mean, like, it's so neat, and it also gives you a place to be able to display your bikes because, they're tricky to display, and they don't always stand up on the ones that do have kickstands. This one doesn't, so that's not super relevant, but this is like something that you could put on your shelf, which I'm really excited for. And it rolls like really smoothly, as you can see here. So that's really cool because obviously for like as far as play goes, this is excellent. Now, if you have a Barbie bike, you might notice that this is a little bit different than usual. This here, which obviously you just put on to hold the doll in place, is going like facing towards the doll's stomach rather than the back, and that's just because the shape of the bike. Like, this is a mountain bike versus like some of the other bikes they've done are kind of just, I don't know what you would call a non-mountain bike, maybe just like a like a joyride bike perhaps. Now, she does have a little bit of a mark on her forehead. I can probably get that off with some acetone or something, I'm hoping. But if not, her hair does kind of come down enough that I was able to cover it up. So not too concerned about that. She does have saran hair, which is nice. And this really surprised me. She has chest articulation. So that's pretty cool. She's a very well-articulated doll, actually. And I know I wanted to talk about the articulation because that was something that got a little bit of a negativity in a Walmart review that I saw. So she has the chest articulation, of course. She has articulation at the elbows, the wrists, and at the knee as far as joints go. But when you take a look at her legs, you will notice that they are pretty wobbly. And so for a lot of doll collectors, obviously loose legs is a negative thing. Like, if you have dolls that have elastic hips, then over time the elasticity changes, and then all of a sudden you have wobbly legs. That mostly has happened to me. That's been my experience with Monster High dolls, if you get them secondhand and they've been well played with. So there is sort of that connotation that wiggly legs is negative on a doll, but with this doll, she has wobbly legs intentionally because she needs to be able to pedal her bike. So you'll see, I'm going to show you how her legs, they move very freely, and this is how dolls come when, Barbie dolls specifically come when they come with a bike, because on the bike there are sort of slots that the shoes slide into on the pedals so that they stay in place, and when you push the bike forward and it starts to move the back wheel of the bike, then the doll's legs move as well, and it gives the illusion of her pedaling. Now, the articulation in this doll is absolutely perfect for this bike. She has the wrist articulation, which makes it so she is able to have her hands in place on the handlebars, and then you can see here that her feet are held really nicely in place, so that once you are pushing this doll, she's going to stay well on her bike, and I will show you that. So you can see how cool this looks because the doll has those wobbly legs. I don't know a better way to put it, and that's what my daughters call dolls like this, with the wobbly legs. And you could fit a regular doll on here with regular articulation. You could put a made-to-move doll on here, and she could sit on the bike. It's just that, you know, it wouldn't give the illusion of the pedaling, which is, you know, the point of these dolls in particular. But here we're going to take a close-up look of the bike, and it is so cool. I mean, it's very detailed in a lot of the same ways that a real full-size bike is detailed. I mean, as far as, you know, I'm not an expert on bikes, but looking at this, it seems to me that it has all of the components of a real human bike. So I think that this is really cool, and I'm very excited by how well she actually stays on here. So I just wanted to show you up close the turning of that back wheel, making her legs go. I just love this. This is just one of my favorite Barbie gimmicks that there is. And then we take a look at the car here. So this is pretty cool. I really like that the little Barbie logo is on the front of the grille. So this is like officially a Barbie branded vehicle. Like, it's even on the rim. Now that's what I call a luxury vehicle. So watch out, Mercedes. And I wanted to show you the inside of the car too. It looks like we have a speedometer and an odometer. You can see the detailing on the seats. We got the Barbie logo all over, which I am super here for. And now I would like to compare an older Barbie that I have that also came with a bike to this one, just to see how things have changed, and changed they have. So this doll here, you can see she doesn't have articulation in the wrist or the elbow, which means that her hands have to be rubber banded into place if you want her to be able to drive this bike straight, which is of course less than ideal, especially for play, because you don't want to have to re-rubber band this doll into place each time that you want to take her on and off the bike. But the bike overall is very cute, and it does work well as long as the hands are rubber banded in place, because when they're not, the front tire just kind of starts to go astray, and then the whole bike is going into a different direction. So this bike riding Barbie and her bike definitely got an upgrade, because there are no rubber bands required here, and whatever direction you point her in, she's going. The hands stay in place very nicely, as do the feet, and it is just, it's excellent. So now, of course, we needed to check out if two dolls could fit comfortably inside, and they absolutely can. Of course, the one, my mini-me that is in the driver's seat, is a made-to-move Barbie, and she fits very well in there. And then we have in the back, when the trunk is closed, of course there's not enough leg room to have two full-size dolls, but you can fit two Chelsea-sized dolls in there, which is what I'm doing here, so that's nice. So you can fit two bigger Barbies in the front, and then two little toddler Barbies can go in the back. And that's going to wrap things up for today. I really appreciate you being here and clicking on this video, checking it out. I hope that you will consider subscribing if you enjoyed this and just like doll-related things in general. I have a lot of videos planned out ahead, and again, please consider watching my stop motion that I posted a little bit ago, that mockumentary. And other than that, guys, I'm really grateful that you watched this. Thank you so much. And I hope that wherever you're at in your day, you have a great rest of it. Okay, bye, guys.